Hey everyone, meteorologist Rusty Dawkins. We're looking at another chance for some severe weather. This chance isn't a huge chance, but still there's actually two chances, Wednesday and Thursday. And day one for Wednesday is the basically eastern half of the state. The better chance is going to be, I think, more up towards your Minneapolis and Minnesota, western Wisconsin area, northern Iowa. But Nebraska is right on that edge. You can see that there is some slight risk right here. That's at level 2. Most of us, though, from O'Neill to Kearney to Hastings, Lincoln, not quite Beatrice, Omaha into Iowa, that's your level 1 marginal risk for severe storms. So what does that mean? Well, it means that there's a chance for an isolated tornado, just a small chance in northeast Nebraska. Again, the better chance with all of this is going to be into northern Iowa and parts of Minnesota. So there's a chance, 2% chance for an afternoon spin-up tornado in northeast Nebraska. The better chance is for damaging wind and hail. This is your damaging wind risk. And again, it's not a great risk, but it's a risk. So if a couple of storms do pop, it does look like we could see some large hail, maybe some damaging wind. Like that. So there's your damaging wind chance, and then your large hail potential is basically in parts of central and eastern and northeastern Nebraska. So large hail, damaging wind, maybe an isolated tornado. This is what it's going to look like according to this latest model. This is in the morning. This is 7:30 in the morning. Scattered showers and thunderstorms are going to be out there first. That may mess with timing for the second half of the day, because you can see they're still lingering around 11 o'clock in the morning, and then we kind of get a break, and then they start to pop again around 5 o'clock in the afternoon. This is around 7 p.m. I told you this wasn't going to be a huge chance, but it's just a chance. Any storm that gets going, like right there, right there, right there, any of this, if they can get going, then they could become severe very quickly. It's just they have to break through a cap, which I'll show you here in just a second. Here's 9 p.m. and you notice everything's just about gone. Still some lingering storms. Better chance over here into parts of Iowa. And then that's really about it for the Nebraska area by Wednesday night. So like I said, not a huge risk, but it's a chance. The instability is there. This is the CAPE, which is how much fuel is there for if storms can get going. This is what they would use to fire up. And by about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, you notice we start to get past the moderate in this area right here. So we're in the moderate phase, and it gets even higher. It gets into the high range, getting into the extreme. Well, not quite close though, on the high side, about right there. But this area here and even this area here does have quite a bit of instability, a lot of CAPE to go around. So what does that mean? Well, if it can stick around long enough, you see how it kind of fizzles out by after sunset. If a storm can get going, there is fuel for for the storms to feed off of. Now, the problem is there's also hindrance. There's a lot of warm air way up high. It's going to be a really hot day. So the storms have to go really, really high to catch into that cold air and then really kick in. So that cap holding those storms down from forming is way up there, and the darker the blue, the stronger the cap. Fizzles out right around here, around 6 p.m. You notice central and northeast Nebraska, not as much cap, but eastern Nebraska, that cap is going to be strong. In fact, it strengthens, look at that, by 11 o'clock at night to the dark blue. That's a really strong cap. So storms have to overcome the cap. There's fuel, but they got to get going first. So we'll see if that happens. Now, if storms do happen, then the potential is there for some significant hail. The darker the yellow, if you can get into the reds, that's the bigger hail. But right now it's just that the yellowish color, which just means if a storm does form, then there may be some 1/4-inch hail, maybe 1.5 inches. So size of a quarter, or that's 1 inch in diameter, up to maybe 1.5 inches. And that's about it. Significant tornado parameter is pretty much 0. The better chances, notice way over there, into parts of Iowa right there is your better chance for any kind of really significant tornado parameter. So not too concerned about that. And then we go forward to Thursday. So what happens on Wednesday will play a part in what happens on Thursday. Notice kind of a swoop there. We have from southeastern Wyoming through Colorado, southern fringe of Nebraska into Colorado. The slight risk is for northeastern Kansas, northern Missouri, into parts of of Illinois, that slight risk does just barely, you can see, makes it into the very southeastern corner, like Gage, Pawnee, and Richardson County. But I mean, just barely. I mean, just a sliver for that slight risk. But it is something at least I'll be keeping an eye on. So here's what the forecast looks like. Storms start to pop up. Most of this is going to be in Kansas. But it's close. So that's why that slight risk doesn't quite make it into the Nebraska area, but this potential is there for a couple of strong storms. This is 6:30 p.m. Thursday. This is about as close as this model gets to Nebraska. Right there. Those are those 3 counties that had the barely a sliver of a slight risk. So the chance is there, but by about midnight, that's going to be it for Thursday night. So those are your risks for the next couple of days for severe weather. Like and subscribe. That would be fantastic. I mean, hey, the channel's growing, and when we do severe weather, when I do the YouTube lives with that severe weather, it's absolutely fantastic. It's growing. More people are asking questions. I'm able to tell everybody where the storms are at. If they want to know about their hometown, when will the storms arrive here? What is it raining hard? Is there hail? Is there a tornado? I'm able to tell people in real time, which is really, really cool. Especially if we're not doing severe weather cut-ins for on Channel 8. So just another way for you to stay up to date. So like and subscribe, and that would be fantastic. We'll see you next time.